children? How are you today, huh? Oh, we've still got so much work to do. It never ends, it never ends. Alright, no, not with you. Where am I? There we are. Alright. What are you up to? Fucking Quattros. God damn it, that's right. Now, Quattro I played. Quattros. I don't like that I can't find Quattros 1. Like starting at Quattros 2. I think that's just madness. And neither of them are just Quattros 2 either. It's Quattros 2 Plus and Quattros 2 Gold. Which one do I fucking play first? I feel like Plus. Quattros. Tea. I don't know. I'll see about doing another thing. Wait a minute. I think they're the same fucking game. Sure. It's... Can we... Okay, I can just... Let's just not redefine. Alright, so... Who the fuck are you? Okay. Okay, so I can... Oops, alright. Well, we found the drop button. Alright, look. You're fucking confusing me here. This is... Because, like, I'm looking for how to, you know... I don't know if I can rotate him. Because I was looking for rotate, and then the little guy, I think, just blew a bunch of them up. And I don't... Like, that's just confusing. Because I can... Oop, that's just drop again. See, this is what I mean, you know... At least it's doing something different, as opposed to just being, I've remade Tetris again. But it's that, like, you know, there's a reason Tetris is popular, you know? I mean, this is just gonna be the same fuck. It's just Quattros Plus and Quattros Gold, the same damn game. Yeah. Q2 Gold. I don't even know why they fucking came in fucking separately. What the fuck? Alright, we'll see what fucking Retroarch has to say about what I just played. Alright. So, as far as it's concerned, I just loaded Quattros 2 Gold twice. That's 98 fucking one. I mean, you know, I don't feel hugely motivated to try and find out what Quattros 2 Plus is. But I do feel obligated. So, we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Like an idiot. we sure I'm fucking quiet? Fuck's sake, what the fuck? I shouldn't be. Oh, fucking. Like the thing is, the fucking dial over here is in the same fucking position it was yesterday. Like it hasn't fucking moved, so I don't know what the fuck. Like, look. Does that do anything? You fucking minge. Like honestly, I just turn that all the way down for a second and then slowly navigate it back up. Because I just fear that this is eventually the little fucking dial is going to be pointed at maximum, and then I'm going to have nowhere to go for some weird fucking system that is fucking with me from beyond the veil, and I don't quite understand why. Alright, well now that's redlining, so I got to avoid that. Because what do I do if that gets to the fucking top? You know, that hasn't changed. If I can deal with that later. Annoys the screaming bejesus out of me, though. Alright, so that was Quattros 2 gold. Because, I mean, seriously, there's only so much that fucking little dial goes. So if it goes all the way up to the fucking top, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Microphone's in front of the face. Can't be picking up fucking, you know. Sometimes I worry, it's like, alright, maybe it's up over there. No, it isn't. Alright. Quattros. Actually, it was. Not a lot of queues to belt through. Okay. If that happens, we're fucked. And we'll never know what Quattros 1 is. Originally written for a high school programming project. Eugene. Gene. What sort of madness is that? Yeah, this is like someone's created lunatic Tetris, you know? Oh, I can rotate this time. That's nice. Fucking root. Okay, those are one block that don't all drop. Yeah, look, that's not my cup of fucking tea. The Queen of Hearts maze game. Oh dear. So Pac-Man. There probably are still people making Virtual Boy homebrew. Like, I have seen a little bit. I'm pretty sure the Street Fighter game for Virtual Boy is homebrew. It's a bummer, because there is one game that I'd kind of like to play on the Virtual Boy, and it's a dungeon crawler based on Shadow of Innsmouth, I think. That I'd like to play, but it's in Japanese, and it's, you know, you kind of got to read for it. Oh, Jesus. Ooh. One is hardest. Okay, that's nice. I was trying to figure that out, though. Wild Card Hitchcock. Okay. Oh. I mean, that must have been fun. In, like, the Siberian gulag it was made. Okay. 82. Fair. Yeah, like, I'll... Where are we? Come to me, virtual boy. There we are. Innsmouth no Yakata. See, like, look, you know. Look at that. You know? Weird little goblin. Ah, there's a manual. Ah, it's all in karate. I gotta look into seeing if there's a translation of that, maybe. You know, someone might be working on one or something. You know? Because honestly, like, you know, obviously the big problem with this is the red. Because, like, you know, the things animate pretty well, stuff looks pretty good, it's just, it's all red, you know? A Waterworld game, apparently. Which is very funny. Although I don't know if it was a legit one. Oh wow, there's a manual. I think this was a real game. Like, can you, it's so, you know what's great? The Waterworld game is on Virtual Boy. That's just rad. Look at that. Look at the resolution these booklets are in too. Like, that's the best we've got. It's like this. I don't even know what the fuck. Yeah, one of Nintendo running before they could walk. You know, the sad part is, like, you know, I mean, they probably couldn't do it with the Switch because it probably doesn't have the power. But you could easily have, like, for something that size, you could easily have some VR goggles fucking set up for it. You know, just a slot that you put in. Like, didn't they do that with the fucking cardboard or some shit? You know, I feel like if you did that and then just remade, like, it wouldn't take too much to fucking just rejigger the Virtual Boy library, expansive as it is, with, you know, color. Now this looks interesting. We must all see to believe. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Taking the musical legacy of one of the greatest rock bands in history as its inspiration, Queen, The Eye, is an action-adventure game without parallel. Immerse yourself in 5 gloriously realized worlds as you struggle to overcome the all-seeing eye. Features over 120 minutes of specifically remixed Queen tracks with CD sound quality. I didn't know Queen had a licensed game. Yeah, it's based on the it's based on the fucking band. It's like Queen as in Queen. As in Fredwood Mercury. Alright. I mean, I'm gonna try and get this to run, because now I'm fucking curious. I might have to install it. We'll just skip to the fucking... Oh yeah, no. Aerosmith's arcade shooter. That's Revolution X, done by Midway and based around the Terminator 2 arcade game engine. It's not like, I mean, it's like Terminator 2. It's not like a light gun game in the skill sense. It was one of those turret games that use an analog positional system to tell you where you were pointing. But it's like, look, you can just download the ROM and play it at home, and in that regard, it's fun. Like, it has multiple paths and things like that. There's actually a strange amount of depth to it. Okie dokie. Collecting confetti, yep. Confetti? Oh, God, look at that. Like, I love that I can just, because frequently in the old days, it would not automatically configure your shit. Even though you had just a fucking Sound Blaster card, There's no guarantee that shit was gonna blast your fucking sound. Okay. Corrupt MCB chain. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I already did that, you fucking ring. This may take some fiddling on. This is gonna have to go into the fiddle pile, I think, because I don't know what a corrupt MCB chain is. I think I've come across it once or twice, but not in any situation where I've given enough of a fuck to, actually bother. Eh. Oh, hell yeah, it's gonna be playing licensed music. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't make money off of this. Make money off the fucking, Patreon. You can't trust, like, leaving the money-making side to fucking YouTube. Okay. So what are you guys up to? Okay. Trying to find out something about this. Scrolling through the Git. Alright, it's turning into a fucking job for later. Can't find an immediate fucking solution to it. The Queen's footsteps. Yes. Yes, John, you missed the stream. None of this is happening. We're gonna get, like, graphics. Today is August 27th, 1904. 9 months ago, you, Emilia Vittorini, joined the Italian archaeological expedition in Egypt led by Ernesto Schiaparelli, the director of the Egyptian Museum of Turin. You are now back in Genoa, Italy. Your stream ferry arrived 3 days ago with 25 wooden boxes containing Queen Nefertiti Meribut's grave goods. A real treasure! What was she buried with? Some bits and pieces? Ah, balls to that. Good on you, John. Now you can afford to pay me. Okay, quest 2. Is that just a quest? Fuck it, look, this is just it's gonna happen in fucking listed order. I'm not even dealing with that. I didn't come to a crossroad, I came to a bunch of fucking words. Type your name in the box. No! Why? Nah. Stories are for losers. Thou shalt have to travel to Central Europe to save Trepto and his beautiful daughter. Daughter didn't need to be capitalized there, but okay. Everything thou needest to start is provided, but thou must do rest. Being that today is August 12th, 2024, thou shouldst first go back to the year 1756. Okay. I don't want to be back in time. Back in time sucks. You know, I don't want to die of preventable diseases. I want to be around sex robots. Oh, 1995. Fuck you. Oh, God. Doom mod? Wolfenstein mod? If we're lucky, it'll be one of those. The Hunt for Bin Laden. American Productions. Bwah ha 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 ha.
Barely break a sweat.
Alright. Oh, my fucking control's working. Alright. Up and down don't seem to do anything. Alright, we got... Oh, fuck me. Fucking goddamn fucking thing. None of the fucking control pad controls worked. I don't know what the fuck they're mapped to. Whatever they are, it's got no fucking, you know, even fucking faint correlation to what they're supposed to be. Okay, focus on. Yeah, like the thumbsticks just fucking. Look, hang on a second. Alright, no, they're fucking mapped, so I'm not fucking worried there.
Barely break a sweat.
Alright, look. Analog to digital, man. Alright. Alright, now we're talking. How the fuck that happened? Now we can finally get Bin Laden. How the fuck? This shit needs a fucking crosshair. It's like sad how like this is sort of almost competent. Like I think this might be it's not Doom. It's got to be like Blood or fucking. Oh, okay, it's a fucking remote bomb. Come on. Aha, there we are. I think basically, oh, fuck off! How much of this do I have? A lot, but not enough. I wonder if Bin Laden had this game. Really, it's just like several white guys making noise. Look, fucking, that is just, that's bullet spongy. That's just not fun, alright? That's just bad design.
I got that song stuck in my head.
I got that song stuck in my head. I mean, it needs some tweaking, but it's strangely functional. The quest for glories. We'll do these in, like, you know, numerical order. Oh, they found porn. They also found games. Like, he had a game collection. Fascinating. If memory serves, this has got, like, combat in it, I think. I know one of them does. I might be thinking of something different. Alright, well, we'll figure that out in a second. Actually, well, I'll get it going first. No, he had games. They had computers. I don't, you know. Like, just Google it right now, who? Okay? Like... Produced through the efforts of many people, designers and programming. Okay. I don't believe you. Village of Spielberg. What a pleasantly presented little opening. That's the human centipede, but of dogs. Dog centipede. Okie dokie. Oh, there we are. Okay. Gay criminal. Top. Ah, I don't want to be the magic user. Why is it doing that automatically? Yeah, fucking how do I? I mean, again, like, a lot of his problem wasn't with the West exactly. It was with Western support of Israel and shit like that. How do I change his name? Do I push N? Nope, I can just push whatever. Alright, now I gotta keep the mouse over there, I think. Man, that's not... like, just let me click on it, you know? Don't make me hover. Okay, I got some extra points. Can't argue with a muscle idiot. That rings a bell. Alright, well, I'll sort this out in a second. I need to pay. Oh, he's got one of those things that people had in the late 90s. A Diablo. Or a fucking, I don't know. It's like a deconstructed yo-yo. I mean, the idea with persuasion like that is you persuade people to, you know, hang out with you and to hit things that you can't, you know, hit yourself. Okay? Adventure. The Brigands. Shameen. Meow, 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 meow. I wonder if there's one of these with speech. Alright, well, how am I supposed to use these things then? Okay, food. Great. Yeah, I want to... Alright, what's that? I think it's like combat or some shit. Catch a little R&R. Take a look at my current character statistics. Resume walking. Run away. Stealthily. Okay, alright, that's cool. I mean, you know, though, I feel like hand should be, you know, do things. Yeah, I'd like to do chair. Like, I don't understand what you want me to do if I can't do chair. I don't fucking help me out here, Shmeen. You know? Not helping me here, Shmeen. I mean, it's Quest for Glory. This is like during, you know, Sierra's good period. You know, before they basically got too deep into the FMVs and after the games were just nightmare hassles. Trial by fire. Was this like the fucking... That's fucking old-fashioned. Shadows of Darkness. Oh, there's 4.5. Interesting. Like, that feels like it's the, you know, VGA remake of what must have been an original Quest for Glory. But then I can't find the original Quest for Glory. This is definitely an older vintage. Hell yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's just get into it. Oh, I need to fucking pick a name, do I? Let's just start the game. That's the cat again. Alright. Okay, how do I get up? Oh. Uh-huh. Fight to escape. Alright. A lot of use of the control. Okay. Just stand, maybe? Alright. Talk Shamin. Okay. Let's go over here. This is weird, because it's like, more than any other fucking Sierra game I've played, such an odd combination of point and click and text. Okay. This is the turlet. Fucking. Oh, okay, now I'm in there enough to trigger it. Hello. I do find the older Sierras just fiddly. You know, like, it can just be such a trial to get into them. I mean, it's weird, because you can do a lot with the fucking mouse, but you've still got to use the fucking... Oh, God, look at them. Laurie and Corey. Ah, God, look at them. They look like one of those couples that has, like, complementary master's degrees. That lady is a tree! My housemate was playing D&D with this character he made that, like, it was a dwarf, but he'd given it, like, apparently the dwarves have something where they never get tired or some kind of feat like that. And he gave it, like, shitloads of dexterity and shit. And the end result was the dwarf could, like, run at basically 60 kilometers an hour, and so kept, like, was just able to break most combat because you could just sprint the fuck away from it and just wouldn't get tired, so it was just eternal. And he always, I think what was it? He called him like Turbo Nugget, and then just every time something happened, it was like Turbo Nugget runs. I always think of that when someone brings up D&D. Alright. A little further along this one. You know, I do want to play one of these, you know? Because I like the idea of some of these point and clicks that have just a little bit more of like a... You know, just gameplay stuff that's not necessarily figure out whatever the fuck nonsense they're tormenting you with, you know, tormented logic they're giving you this time. Ooh, enhanced. Fan-made patch contains dozens of bug fixes and improvements. Ah, That's nice, you know. Yeah, like, I can't give you any more details aside from that. You know, I think I've played Dungeons and Dragons maybe once or twice. It's not really my thing. You know. I have an overactive imagination. I don't like games that force me to use my imagination. It's just annoying. I want someone to see things. And we get to see, oh, it's just a thief. I didn't want to cancel all the way back. Alright, up the top. Fighter. Nancy boy. Cunts are fucking with fucking genies? That's not good. Woo! Fighter! This is how I solve problems. Whatever, loser. I have conjured the flame from the very depths of... Oh, yeah? Shoulder tackle, Nancy boy. The Prince of Shapir. Okay. Alright. Oh. Okay, fuck, man, like, cause I thought he was just like a lion version of the cat people, but he's like a lion centaur, which I wasn't ready for. That's weird looking. I think if you, there's a lot of things that, like, just don't make an awful lot of sense if you centaur it. And, like, I don't know, the lion centaur is fucking with my brain. Alright. Oh, hell yeah. I'll probably frequently need to use that. Is the magical shield a hug? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, look, let's just get where we're going. Oh, hell yeah, look at that. You see what I mean? Like, this is kind of weird. Like, it's stubby, but also, you know, not quite. Simba. Okay. Oh, alright, we're off now, are we? Okay. Okay. Lion Tour! Alright. I feel like they should have just come up with, like, an in-universe word for that, you know? I also feel like the game would do better if it had a little bit more in terms of, like, action, you know? Action things. Like, maybe separating pick up and operate a little bit, like... I just feel like narrowing it down doesn't fit the sort of, you know, complexity that they're sort of aiming for. Toodaloo, weird kitty people! I mean, this was just so good PC gaming back in the day. When you saw something like this, you were like, all right, you know, I'm gonna at least get something out of this, you know. Look at that, lovely art. It is like, oh, okay. Okay, am I actually able to take a seat at one of the fucking tables? Because the cat guy in the first game was sort of a dick about that. Oh, look at that, I can actually get some fucking food. That's nice. You can get me anything if you keep calling me Hair of Sunshine. These are all by default just pretty good. You know? Like, even if they've got strange quirks, internal quirks, they just scream like, you know, lots of fun. Well, that looks like a trustworthy fellow. I do love that ancient idea of just like, you know, they kind of understood cum, but was just like, yeah, if you get any cum in you, you just get like a hybrid, and it's like, all right, I mean, like, you know, I don't really expect you to know better, but like, okay, fuck you. Shut up! Yep, alright, great. Did I install it? There we are. Blast by sound. Oh, this one's got even more colors. Even finer dithered gradients. Ding, ding. Oh, fuck yeah. It's FMVs. I wonder if this one will have speech. Because I've kind of missed the voice acting, you know? That was a big one for me back in the day. Finally getting to play, like, Sam and Max on a CD with, like, the voice acting. Yeah, make sure you email your text file number to yourself or something, because I fucking lost mine and I gotta reapply for a whole damn, you know. Poof! The thief sneaking his way out. Some fucking mouse acceleration on this one.
Nightmares of flying and falling. You find yourself in this.
Hell yeah.
The only illumination, an eerie green glow.
Yeah, I remember the fucking. They just thought like maggots came out of food after a while and shit.
Clothes and armor on your back. This leaves you
pretty
with
funny.
4 burning questions. Where are you? How did you get here? Who brought you here? And how in blazes can you get out of here? No, make that 5 burning questions. What city did your luggage end up in this time?
Standard run across the top there. This looks like the last stage of, whatever that shit's called.
This is some kind of altar to the Dark One. The top is covered
Weapon
with
Lord.
sand. Torch holders flank the altar to provide light for nameless rites and unspeakable rituals.
I feel like thinking that thing was like, you know, the platypus was made up was a little more understandable in a time when, like, people would just sew shit together and try to put it in, like, a carnival. Okay, great. Let's get out of this weird clenched hole.
The valve won't budge. If you had a bit more light, maybe you'll be able to see how to open it.
Alright.
You do not have any...
What's that, gold?
That didn't...
Alright, look, John Rhys Davies, you know, I don't need you sitting around making fun of me. Alright, was there something in the altar here? I think maybe. Let's just... Gotta get some light going, but it's kind of hard to see even how to get that process afoot.
You take the torch.
Well, there we go.
Nothing.
Okay, so I got a torch.
This torch is firmly embedded.
Okay.
There's nothing in. It looks pretty much. It looks pretty. You are in a large cave, dimly lit by glowing lichen on the walls. Strange, irregular outcroppings of stone grow. That didn't do. That didn't.
I think the hand just twiddles as you move it, which kind of fucks me up because I keep thinking it's like changing to like, you know. Can I just have the torch? Can I just light it? Is that it? No? Alright. Looking at it might help. Magical torch. Okay. Oh, god damn it. What do you mean in the usual way?
Didn't your mother ever tell you not? Didn't you? Nothing. That didn't do anything.
I mean, they might be able to knock out a woolly mammoth.
That didn't do.
Purely because of existing proximity to things that already exist. But, like, getting something, you know...
You do not have it.
Well, I've got no magical ability, so, like... I feel like there might be some shit laying around. Like, can I look at these guys? What are these guys about?
Deteriorated corpse.
Okay, no.
It looks pretty. The torch is. You are in a large cave. You are in a. It seems to be a.
Help me out here, John Rhys Gravies. Ah. Cross that bridge when I come to it. Alright, now what's 4.5? Shadows of Darkness, and so you thought you were here. What the fuck? I don't think this is an official Sierra program. Make sure you sign up to the Patreon, because I don't think this one's going to be monetizable. All right. This has had more effort than I expected this to get put into it for what it is. And it's fascinating someone will put their face into a game with... Alright. I mean, there's music, but it's incredibly quiet. Okay. Alright, so... Stuff appears to still be fairly stuffy. Oh, God. Okay. Simpsons joke. Okay, so I'm assuming this guy made it. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Do I have the skeleton key? Ah, tits, I have the skeleton key. Well, shut up, Hilda, I'm curious. Yeah, lady, I don't care. This has had a weird amount of effort put into it for something that I think since... Okay. I mean, credit where it's due. At least the fucking... I love that the video is just this. What's Quest for Glory 4.5 about? Oh, okay. Camera 2. Camera 1. Oh, Quest for Hussein. That's just a fucking knockoff of Quest for Al Qaeda. Yeah, like Coyote Furries would have been, you know, better. Like that's it's weird because there's like you can see where the talent lies. You know, like it probably wasn't easy to make that, particularly like you know if it was actually made back in the day.
Barely break a sweat. All right, Hussein, I'm coming for you. Let's roll.
God, you gotta hate the uninspired sequels, man. Fucking voice. No. Praise Hussein. You know, Iraq had a military. Like, it's just. It is the one guy, like, too. That's not, you know. When were these made? Hunt for Bin Laden was 2002. Quest for Hussein was 2002. They're both fucking. Yeah, like, it is. Because my brain can only process this, ironically. Like, it just can't exist outside of that. Well, guess what, Demon Eye? Yeah, look, John, like, I haven't gone through this. You're going to need to get them to send you, like, if you don't have it and you don't have, like, a digital identity established, you're going to have to get them to send you a fucking thing that you have to, like, a little package of forms you got to fill out and mail it back. That's it. I'll save you some time. Alright. I mean, that's a fucking cover. Look at that. 9 days. 9 days to the end of the changing seasons. 9 days to find and decipher the incantation that holds the god Raymore as prisoner in his conch shell jail. 9 days to hinder the ghoulish servants of Raymore from preparing for his ascension to the throne of Akbar and his subsequent reign of terror. 9 days of negotiation and conflict with the curious inhabitants of this strange twin-mooned world. 9 days to accomplish the near impossible. If this is French, is this like actually Mobius? Did Mobius draw this? I mean, that's a bummer, but like... yeah, you can figure it out after the fact. It doesn't matter if you don't have your fucking tax file number, like, immediately. All the things you said, running through my head, running through my head. I'm gonna have that fucking stuck in my head all day, so that's great. Oh. It sucks that, like, my choice is, like, fucking CGA or fucking Hercules. Like, that really blows. I feel like something like this would work really well if it had graphics. Me! I sent my daughter's tits to convince you to do something. Oh, hell yeah. I control this guy with the mouse. Look at this shit. Look at fucking this. I can make him move as fast as I want him to move. Dance, Grandpa, dance. Yeah, that's right. Poke. Point at shit. Point at it. Yeah, look at him. Look at him point at gaping lands. Oh, yeah, you're gonna gape those lands, aren't you, with your fucking pointer, your speed pointer, huh? Holy shit, what the fuck happened there? Am I there? What's going on? I'm gonna have to slow this one down a little bit, but that actually does look interesting. I do wish it had slightly... Like, that's Mobius. I do wish it had slightly more than fucking, you know, 2 colors to fucking work with, but, oh well. I mean, maybe this got released elsewhere. Where are we? Uh-huh. So it was on one of the Amigas. Let's see if the Amiga version of the Quest for the Time Bird looks better. I bet it will. Questron? Oh, okay. Something completely different. Oh, hell yeah, look at this shit. See, now this is what I'm talking about. Oh, finally. See, I can appreciate those jugs now. It still feels like it's running fast, and I don't know how that's going on the Amiga, because it's like... What is that, little monkey? Okay. Oh, look, I got pointer guy, but he's in color now. Alright. So, river, 1,000 greens. I mean, am I... Alright. Alright, so if I'm there... How do I exit this shit, you know? Oh, fucking whatever. That could be for later. I mean, that is definitely Mobius, though. That is... Oh, yeah, you absolutely want an arcade marquee for this, which you'll be playing on an arcade cabinet like a fucking lunatic. I do fucking hate that. I hate seeing those pre-built arcade cabinets that have, like, Nintendo 64 games on them. And it's like, you've got some fucking... You know what? No one's playing fucking GoldenEye on this fucking thing. Well, the quest for Kukulkan can wait for tomorrow, because we are done for the day. But that was a fun thing to end on, you know, finding a little... I mean, alright, the DOS version's not great, but, you know, I never would have thought of the quest. I didn't, you know... I mean, those Quest for Glory games was good, even the one that lets you fuck the Centaur Girl. And let's face it, especially the one that lets you fuck the Centaur Girl. You know, nice to have a game that has the fucking balls to let you do that, that isn't like, you know, just a hentai game from fucking Steam. Well, there's the Perfect Dark, whatever the fuck, decompile. Yeah, like, I wouldn't play these on the original fucking hardware. Like, you know, it's not fun. These experiences were things of their era, and one of the nice things about, like, computers and whatnot is there are ways to get what is functionally, you know, the identical experience, but with the benefits of modern, you know, bits and bobs. Like, you gain nothing playing a version of, like, Ocarina of Time that has, like, slowdown to, like, 19 frames a second. It's not part of the game. It doesn't benefit the game. You know, it doesn't do anything. I mean, if it's a sapient hybrid, like if you're talking something that has like, you know, an actual fucking brain and can talk, like again, if you're talking like some kind of fucking weird, you know, cat people and horse people and all that other shit, it doesn't count as bestiality. It's interspecies, but you know, beasts are beasts. Sapient life forms are sapient life forms, regardless of what shape they take. Oh, I wouldn't bother emulating it. Just look up Shipperfuckinian. So there's a decompile of it. You know, the code was decompiled, it was recompiled, and you can now play it with loads and loads of stuff. Same goes for Majora's Mask. There's the decompile of that's finished. It's a little, you know, it's not as far as long as the Ocarina of Time, but it's definitely there, and it's definitely playable, and you can have it run at native 60 frames, you can have it run at native 120 if you want. You can, you know, add texture packs and things like that. Native widescreen, again, none of these are hacks, because the code's been recompiled, so it's all completely stable. And the end result is you get to play these games in a way that, like, you know, keeps all the stuff that you want and leaves behind the, you know, the shit that was, like, you know, not there by choice, the shit that was there because, you know, you just didn't have the fucking option to do something differently, you know. No one at Nintendo back in the 64 days was going to be like, hey, you know what we should add to this game? Some fucking slowdown. It was because they were just, like, fucking trying to get, you know, like, that was early days, man, you know. So if something slowed down a little bit, you're just like, oh, who cares? Look, it's in 3D. Yeah, GitHub. Like, there'll be, you know, better instructions, but effectively, you just download it. You got to get a certain version of the ROM. I don't know if Ship of Arcanian still needs the prototype ROM or not. Again, just, you know, there'll be information just a basic Google away. And you put the ROM into a folder, you tell it where that is, and then it just has a big pile of regular PC game options. Easy as pie. And, I mean, if you want to, you can, you know, put a whole bunch of silly nonsense into the game, you know. I mean, some of it's just the kind of stuff you get, like, with ROM hacks and stuff these days, like randomizers, you know, things if you want to do, like, weird stream playthroughs and stuff like that. But if you just want to enjoy the fucking title as it was, you know, intended, yeah, easy as pie. There's even the versions for Android if you're using any of those little handhelds. That's how I played Ocarina of Time on mine, and oh god, it's so much nicer, you know. Sometimes there are like what you might call quality of life improvements. Those are definitely optional. I mean, You know, some of these are things that Nintendo would even add themselves to later iterations. So like, you know, if you want to play the real OG experience, you can just leave those out. Oh, that's good, yeah. Because, I mean, that was playing this, you know, playing these things at like 1080p with like, you know, ancient textures. Like, look, is it bad? No. But it is nice to have the texture packs and things like that. When I was first looking at the Ocarina of Time decompiled, it was, I think it was like the day it came out, basically. So it was like, there are no texture packs, but, you know, the frame rate stuff's there and it all works, etc., etc. I wound up playing the 3DS one on my little handheld because there's a 3DS compilation of like a texture pack and a ROM hack. And the ROM hack basically reverts the weird shit Nintendo did to it and, you know, keeps the good shit. And the texture pack makes it look pretty. And the end result is a very, very, very fun and very strange game. Majora's Mask, such a weird fucking game. Part of me does kind of miss that Nintendo. You know, I know they're still there in a lot of ways, but it's like, you know, people appreciate just what a fucking bizarre game Majora's Mask was in the context of when it was released. You know, like it's a strange, dark game in a lot of ways. Honestly, you know what makes the water temple a lot fucking easier? A single button to take the fucking shoes on and off. Like, you'd be surprised how much more pleasant that fucking stage is when it's just like you don't have to open a fucking menu and change boots every fucking second. Practically breezes by. The big downside to it was if you made one fucking mistake, you had to cycle through the whole fucking, you know, thing again and do all the water level changes. And so every time you fucked up, it's like down I go, boots on, menu, boots off, menu, boots on, menu, boots off, menu. So fucking annoying. Now it's just like you could just map it to a button. I mean, it's still kind of annoying to have to go through it, but so much less of a fucking, you know, arseache without the, you know, fucking menu gap in between. Yeah, like there are a lot of changes to Majora's Mask on the 3DS that are better. It's just they also lump them in with like just some weird shit, like making you swim really slowly and a few other fucking things, which is sort of like why, you know, like what was the thinking behind this? Why'd you do this? And like again, if you look up the Majora's Mask texture pack, and I can't remember the name of it, but there's like a Majora's Mask, like I don't know, I can't remember what it's called. It's a ROM hack though. If I'm pretty sure the link to it is on the HD. Um, you know, the 4K texture pack. It does that. You can download the textures in 1080p, but it's called the 4K texture pack. But those would be my ways of my recommendations for playing either of the Nintendo 64 things these days. I mean, the 3DS Majora's Mask I slightly prefer for a few of the stated reasons. Some of the space design, and even aside from just the textures, the models are improved. And again, when you use that ROM hack pack, it undoes all the weird changes and takes the eyeballs off things, for instance. So I would recommend that as generally being the best way to play. You can't get it up to 60, but stable 30 is fine enough for a lot of the Zelda games anyway. I mean, these changes will probably be in the Majora's Mask decompile at some point, but to my knowledge, at least, they're not there now. Yeah, like it's interesting because if you play any of the recompiles, there's all this stuff about like you can kind of re-add glitches because they're not in the game, you know, natively if you just play it. But like, you know, for all those like classic, you know, weird game-breaking strategies, you can just sort of put them back in. If you go to the releases section of the GitHub, it should just be there. You might have to go to the Ship of Arcanian Discord. If we're talking the Ocarina of Time, if we're talking the Majora's Mask, I think it's just on the GitHub. I can't remember. Again, like, if you look this up on like Google, if you'll look it up on YouTube, you'll probably find like instructions on how to install it. It's just, you know, I went through it months ago and haven't thought about it since then. Majora's Mask is definitely worth playing. Like, I feel like in order for it to really work, you know, it was another one of those ones where some of the, like, a lot of the content is in the side quests, and it can be kind of a weird nuisance to sort of figure out what the fuck you're meant to do and when you're meant to do it with these side quests, because very little of it is structured in a way that, like, communicates itself very clearly. And it does kind of slightly run into the issue of, you know, completing a lot of these side quests, you'll get, like, sometimes fairly pointless fucking rewards. But there are definitely some, you know, worthwhile things. Like, if you want to get all the masks, which you don't really need to do, but, like, there's, like, a little reference to it at the end, and it does give you, like, a thing that basically makes the final boss just a fucking pushover. But, I mean, again, it's one of those ones where it's worth doing a lot of them just for the experience of them. Like, it's one of the situations where, yeah, you're just seeing some of this stuff play out, and a lot of it is really fucking weird. Like, Christ, man, getting the fucking... What's this? The little fucking Keaton Mask Kid quest line is... Like, it's not impossible, but it's just really weird. There's some stuff you gotta do at certain times, and it doesn't signpost things very well in that regard. Like, you sort of gotta, like, just linger around and figure it out. Which isn't bad, but, like, for a series that generally never worked that way, it was, like, so unintuitive back in the day. The other downside to it is just not... You know, like, one of the cool things about, like, Ocarina of Time is you can do the fucking quest line to get the big Goron sword that never breaks. And that's really fucking cool and worthwhile. I think there's something similar even in Majora's Mask. But it doesn't have as many, you know, kind of upgrades, and it's just it's not a very big game spatially, you know, like, because it's so you sort of, like, you retread an awful lot of areas, but it's a very interesting experience. Like, incredibly surprising that it's a Nintendo game from, like, 99, 2000, you know, around then. For just, like, you know, some of the content alone is very peculiar for that era of Nintendo. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't played it, it's absolutely worth playing. But again, I wouldn't. Just don't download the fucking ROM and play it on a fucking Nintendo 64 emulator or something, because there is no... You can get it. You can lock it to, like, you know, 30 if you play on the NTSC ROM, but, like, the PC version will, you know, blow that out of the water, because you can play it at, like, you know, whatever frame rate you want. And the 3DS version has a lot of, whatever the fuck. Quality of life improvements if you use the ROM hack. The 3DS one can be a bit of a bugger to play if you don't have, you know, a handheld emulation device with a touchscreen. I will say that. So, you know, if it's purely a couch and controller experience, I'd probably go the recompile. That's a bummer, Magnum. Wait, that would have driven me nuts, because you got to basically go back to the fucking start. Just, well, back to day one to do this over again. I mean, that's always been kind of a problem with Zeldas, and as they get more complicated, it's a problem they keep running into, is their reward systems just aren't good. Like, it worked better when the games were very, set linear adventures where, you finish a dungeon, you get a new item. Easy enough. But then it gets to, like, this big open world thing. It's like, hey, you went through all this. Here's a sword. Oh, what's it going to do? Oh, it'll break after about 50 or 60 hits. Can I do anything about that? Nope. You don't have to install Linux. I don't know what you did, but you did it wrong. You absolutely don't have to install Linux. You probably downloaded the Linux version. Alright, now I'm curious. I'm going to have a look. It does have fantastic music as well. Yeah, so if you go to Zelda 64 Recomp, I mean, is that the Majora's Mask one? I think this is the Majora's Mask one. But if you go to if you're on GitHub and you go to like, okay, so like, I think this is it. Like if you go to like, releases here, you click on releases on GitHub and you scroll down. So there's like Linux, ding, Windows, and you get that little bugger. So that's the thing about GitHub is, yeah, it's going to have a bunch of stuff. So if you just clicked on the top one, then you probably downloaded the Linux version. But if you click on that one, you'll get like the Windows version. Like I said, there'll be written and video tutorials floating around. So you probably just downloaded the wrong file. Because yeah, you don't have to run it on Linux. All right. Well, now you know how to properly play some of these. I do recommend playing them. They are it's a classic construction. Solve a bit of a puzzle, do a dungeon, get an item. Solve a bit of a puzzle, do a dungeon, get an item. Nice way to kill some time. Alright. So, remember, there's been too much Centaur fucking on today, so you gotta sign up for the Patreon, because this one ain't making no money. Be back tomorrow. Until then, watch my show, or I will bash your fucking kids.